Even though my video reviews were giving me a boost, it still didn't feel like it was enough. I still felt like I needed that extra little bit of money before I felt like I could start saving. So for now, I had to continue with everything as it was. Still though, it was pretty fun being able to watch these movies. In fact, to tell you the truth, it was actually quite challenging. I was watching these movies and I was trying to decipher the inner meaning of them to put into my review. I was actually really enjoying doing this. It just got off to a really good start. In fact, hell, everything was getting off to a good start. So, when 2015 rolled around, I made a decision for myself. I was going to make this the year where everything happens. I'm going to go places, do new things, push my life forward, and achieve the goals I'd set for myself. And it started with a new hobby I got into. That hobby being Magic the Gathering. Let me tell you how that happened. I got into it from visiting an anime event called OtakuCon. Maybe you live in Auckland and you actually remember that from 2015. It was at the Atrium Mall on Elliott Street. Well, I remember going there, and one of the things being showcased was a new trading card game called Force of Will! Think Magic the Gathering, but made by weeaboos. This is the demo deck I picked up that day. Yep. Soak in the dorkiness. Anyway, I got to demo the game, I learned the rules, and after I was done I got given a promo card leading me to where they were selling the game, which was a hobby shop called Hobby Master. Again, perhaps you've heard of it, or heck, maybe you're even one of its visitors. So I went to Hobby Master with the intention of getting into Force of Will, but I ended up getting into Magic the Gathering instead. I wanted to give this a shot because it sounded like something I should be into. And it also just sounded like fun. It requires forward thinking, it's social, and it was also just a good excuse for me to get out of the house. So yeah, that was the first thing. The other thing I was trying to get into at the time was dating. I probably just got this response from you. Aww. Didn't I? I wanted to do it because up until that point, I'd actually never been out on a date before. Not even my school years as a teenager. So, I wanted to ask someone out just to see if I could. It was a mental barrier that I felt like I had to tear down. And the first person who I asked was a girl who I worked with at the Bridgeway. Again, can't mention her real name, but I do remember she was into pop culture. I also remember she was into Attack on Titan at the time, so let's just call her Hanji. I went out on a date with your waifu. Suck it. Anyway, it took a bit of preparation. It took me a while to actually sum up my courage. But I took my time, I summed up my courage, and when the day finally came, I blurted it out. Would you like to go on a date with me? She was surprised, but she said yes. And then later, I had to kick myself because I didn't have any dating plans. Whoops. Oh well. The next time I saw her, I told her about this nice little cafe in my local area, and we went there. And the day itself, it actually went really well. It was just nice and simple. We hung out, sat together at a table, talked about things, stuff like movies, events, life. It was just nice. However, I unfortunately didn't go out with her again because shortly after that day, she and her family went to go live in the UK. Why, I can't remember. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I ever learned what the real reason was. That's just simply how it had to be. Actually, we still are friends on Facebook. And eventually, she did return to New Zealand and we saw each other again. We even had a second date to catch up shortly after we met. But for a long time, we weren't part of each other's lives. I didn't let it weigh me down though. After doing it once, I felt like I had the confidence to get into dating. So I decided to start trying out dating sites. I created accounts on multiple dating sites in the hopes of eventually finding somebody who's right for me. Aww. Honestly though, the reason why I wanted to do it was because I just simply wanted to know what it was like. You know, falling in love, starting a relationship. It just felt like something I should have done by now. So with everything being set up for me, 2015 had gone off to a really good start. I was absolutely brimming with optimism. This is gonna be it. The year where everything happens. I was gonna get a second job. I was gonna raise enough money to travel. I was gonna get a girlfriend. What could possibly go wrong?